Little Extra, Millennial Frogs. You can go check out that song and many others on all of Millennial Frog's new albums, or most recent albums, I should say, such as Poverty of Content, The Gentleman Known as Millennial Frog, and I forgot what the third one's called. Fuck. Man, we're earning that fucking money that he's paying us right now.
2K Amphibian.
2K Amphibian. Anyways, welcome everyone to No Party Preference. My name's Josh. I'm here today with good buddy Adam.
Good buddy Adam. That's
and
me.
We're basically going to be continuing the conversation that we started, well, I mean, it's not continuing, but we brought it up on the Central Unintelligence podcast, but this seemed more like a no party preference directly related to American, politics. And we're going to talk about this Tenet Media thing. And this just happened. I think today this just happened. And they've already basically just dissolved. Like, they've already just been like, oh, out of business immediately. But we'll get to it. Before we do, if you want to listen to other things that we do,
Indeed,
like the Central Unintelligence podcast, which is about geopolitics and current events, you can go to GameRageMagazine.com. You can also go follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag, YouTube. YouTube is the greatest way to listen to all of our shit because everything's on there. It's on one little nice, neat package on our channel of Game Rage Magazine. Additionally, if you want to listen to music podcast, you can go listen to All Gas, No Trash. And this week, I can't wait, we're going to be reviewing the Paris Hilton fucking album.
I think it's to be like opening the Ark of the Covenant.
Yep, we're gonna melt. Our faces are gonna melt. I can't wait.
Bleed.
Oh man, it's gonna be so great.
We're gonna open the 4 plagues to the.
Oh shit, yeah. Damn. And then we're gonna open, after we open the door to leave, we're gonna see that guy for the fucking with the little cup and the Knight or the Knights Templar guy, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, you fucked up." But anyways, you go to All Gas No Trash. You can follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram. If you like anime and manga, you can go and you can listen to the Anime Syndicate podcast, and you can follow Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast. And since you guys have been doing so great, go listen to the fucking Game Rage Star Wars podcast that we just restarted. Also, go listen to A Slice of Dice, but don't listen to the first episode. Just start off at episode number 2, all right? Just trust me. Just trust me on that. All right. Now that that's done and over with, let's get into the topic today, which is obviously Tenet Media and the not collusion, but the straight. I guess it's just an indictment. The indictment is for taking money from a foreign intelligence agency, essentially, is what they were indicted for. Basically, they were indicted by the U.S. Department of Justice today for essentially taking approximately $10 million from these 2 people that were identified as Russian intelligence agents that worked for and were employees of RT, Russia Today, the American version. And they made some deal to basically pay them $10 million over the course of so much time to promote stories that were damaging and promote theories and conspiracies that were damaging and would cause a rift in the American people, to sensationalize things and, that sort of thing. Go ahead.
Okay.
So the specific thing says to distribute content to U.S. audiences with additional hidden Russian government messaging. And some of the influencers that promoted some of these things and pushed these things were listed as, the Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, Dave Rubin, Lauren Southern, Matt Christensen, Taylor Hansen. Some of them were, but primarily Poole, Rubin, and Johnson have said that they had no idea that this was a disinformation campaign, and they were just reporting on things that they thought they were true.
Do you think they actually have grounds for actual plausible deniability, or?
Technically, sure, but it depends. It depends what their email situation looks like. Because this is the thing, these guys were obviously getting paid by Tenet Media, right? And if Tenet Media was telling them, hey, we need you guys to say this, Because, and this is another thing. This is another thing that really blows this. What the worst part about this is, and the thing that's the most egregious, is if you still follow these fucking idiots and you still listen to anything they have to say after this thing has now come out, then you are an NPC. Because this just proves that they were only doing what they were told by the guys paying them the money, which means the information they were putting out was based on money. So someone was paying them to say things, so they were saying it. When they come on and they say, oh, we're giving you our real truth and our real opinions, it's a lie. I think most people kind of already know this, but now here it is, plain and simple, with facts and information of like, yes, they were paid to say things that have been proven to be Russian disinformation and to do things in a manner which would help benefit the Russian government. Now, maybe they didn't know that that was the end goal of putting out this information, but they complied with the master of paying them money and said, "Oh, we're going to say whatever you need to say." So, plausible deniability they may have in saying, "I didn't know this was Russian. I didn't know our Tenet Media was telling me to say this shit because they were getting paid by Russians." They may have that plausible deniability, but they can't deny, yeah, I got paid to say things. The parent corporation told us we needed to say certain things. And if these guys don't want to get caught up in the criminal aspect of this, they're going to likely be having to turn state's evidence, and they're going to have to testify and say, yes, they told us to say these things. They paid us money. Tenet Media gave us this directive. They are my boss. I have to do what they say. I'm a media personality. I get paid by them, so they tell me what to say. And if they do that, their careers should be over. Their career should be done. They should have no legitimacy in the realm of political talk or political punditry or influencing or whatever the fuck it is, right?
Well, what if they say it's for entertainment? Like, or that's what they...
Sure, that's what they're going to say, but then this is the thing. You can't... We all know... it's for entertainment. Everything's for entertainment purposes. But when they come out and tell you all this shit that, oh, this is really how I feel, now we know for a fact that it's not. We know for a fact that you're being paid to say it. So there's really no way out for them. And again, I know their careers aren't going to be fucking over because people are stupid and people are just going to be like, oh yeah, I love Tim Pool. Oh, he was paid to say some things that were right. Oh, those goddamn Russians. That's what the outcome of this will be. Oh, those damn Russians trying to help Kamala win. Well, wait a minute. The Russians were Tim Pool's pro-Trump. They're pro-right-wing. They're all right-wing guys. They're trying to help Trump win. So does that by then default mean that the Russians want Trump to win? And then it brings us back to all of the nonsense that happened in the 2016 election, the whole Russian conspiracy theories and all this other shit, right?
Cambridge Analytica.
Yeah, right. And a lot of those things that had come out were proven to be the Russians trying to make some shit happen. Because why would you not do that? That's the thing that I don't people are so like aghast by this. Every country that's our enemy, if their intelligence agency is worth a damn, they should be trying to do these things. Our intelligence agency, you mean the CIA is out there doing this same shit to Russia, to China? We're all doing it to each other. So I don't think people should be just so, oh my God, those Russians. What we should be saying is, why didn't these guys who were these right-wing influencers vet the people they were working for to begin with? Why didn't they say, hey man, are you sure that's right? No, they just straight took the money and said, cool, we'll say what you need me to say. And one of the things that's interesting I found out about who owns fucking Tenet Media, it's not even Americans. They're fucking Canadians. They're not even Americans. Lauren Chen and Liam Donovan. I don't know about Liam Donovan, but Lauren Chen, I looked her up. Canadian.
Is she like a sleeper agent for the Russians or what?
I mean, I'm starting to maybe think possibly. She started out as being a political commentator and a YouTube personality. She's been heavily involved with, like, Glenn Beck had his own little TV thing or whatever.
How long ago did she start?
She started in 2016.
So roughly around...
So right around that first election. And then also, what's funny, she contributed many opinion pieces to the Russian-backed RT, Russia Today, which that's the two people that gave them the money on behalf of the Russian government, they worked for RT. So she already knew, she had the in, like, you know what I'm saying?
The window or the timing for her YouTube career to start off around 2016 is very strange.
Very strange. Additionally, my thing is when these guys, these right-wing influencers are going to take their money, right? Like, I just did a simple Google search because I wanted to find out about Tenet Media and who the fuck they were. Because I heard this story as it broke today, and I'm like, what the fuck's a Tenet Media? All I heard is the names, right? You hear Tim Pool, you hear the Lawrence Christensen, whatever the fuck her name. You hear the names. But I'm like, what's this Tenet Media thing? Hell, I didn't even know that they were all under the same banner, essentially, of like a media company. So I looked it up, and again, like I said, a simple Google search, a Wikipedia check proved and told me these things. So were these people not just clicking the things and saying like, oh, hey, oh, did you not Google Lauren Chen and say, oh shit, you've written opinion pieces for the mouthpiece of the Russian government, which is our enemy. Do I want to work for you? You know what I'm saying? If they would have come to me and said, hey, Josh, we really like no party preference, and we think this is exactly what we need for our, even-keeled political talk or whatever. Here's a bunch of money. Oh, cool, man. I would just do this cursory search. And then I would sit here, obviously, with you and Frank and say, all right, guys, like, this is the facts of who these people are. They're offering us money. What do you think, right? And obviously, I think sitting down going, well, this lady basically worked for the mouthpiece of our enemy. Hey, I don't know if that's a bad look, man. That's just a bad look. So I think we'd be at least cognizant enough to decline that offer. I mean, really, we decline the offer because no one's our master, and no one will tell us what the fuck we can and can't say. But
that is the objective.
Correct, yes. But I'm just using as the example as if we were trying to get like in with something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think we would do the basic research and find this out and go, probably a bad idea. It's very strange. It shows, yes, how much turmoil we are in right now with our political system. And now, again, also the timing of this. It's right before the election. Arguably, I mean, listen, I'm not 100% sure about Tim Pool's popularity, and where he ranks on the right-wing media like popularity list, but I would probably venture to say he's top 10 of right-wing influencer people. So if you've got 10, 15 different influencers under this Tenet Media banner that are now affected by this, I mean, does that in and of itself possibly change the outcome of what the election could have been had this not come out? Do people who were supporters of Trump go, well, wait a minute, I've been listening to this guy and he's been telling me this shit, but now it turns out he was getting paid to say things from the Russian government? I don't know about this. Does that alter the trajectory? And if so, could this be, just to play devil's advocate, could the timing of this be a weaponization of the Department of Justice to attack the other political side that, potentially has a path to defeating the quote-unquote left side or whatever you want to call it? I don't know. It's a question that I raise. I'm not saying that I necessarily believe that, but it's a question that should be asked. It's a thing that maybe warrants more, research, or at least fucking a basic Google search, I guess, from some people. But
man, well, if anything, it certainly calls into question any journalism, any media company. I mean, people already have an opinion about getting their news source or getting their news from different sources that they probably already question. And then for those that don't question it, well, shit, man, then you have to wonder about their intelligence. Like, if they're so susceptible to disinformation, it's like, well, fuck, is half the country retards, or like what's happening?
That's kind of what I think. I think everybody's fucking stupid. I think shit. It sucks to say this. It sucks because it hurts. But I think we're pretty fucking stupid here in America.
I mean, I'm stupid. I know.
I mean, yeah, we are all stupid, but I don't know, man. And again, it's very difficult. I tried to find more info about this Liam Donovan guy, but he keeps his shit pretty locked down.
This is the other part of the.
Yeah, this is her husband, Lauren Chen's husband, who co-owned the company with her. Uh-huh. So, you know, this is just another crazy fucking situation that has now turned this election in 2024 into, I would say, for sure, the strangest fucking election we've ever had. Without a doubt. I don't think there's any question on that whatsoever. And now here's another little, I don't know if you call it a wrinkle, a stamp, another fucking, I don't know, pebble in the fucking foot or in the shoe of the election, but here's another one added in. And I'm sure between what is today? Is between now, oh yes, the 5th of November or September. Between now and remember the 5th of November or whatever. I don't know if that's the actual date this year, but whatever the first Tuesday is in November, I am sure that there will be more shit that's crazy that happens related to this shit.
Yeah, the phrase I often think of, and I'm sure numerous people have said, is, man, I don't want to live in strange times like these. I don't want to live in what is it? What is the phrase for like these weird fucking events?
The end times?
These world events, these world-shattering events every fucking...
Yeah.
It's literally every goddamn week.
Yeah, now it is. Our millennial generation has been the most fucked generation because we have truly lived through, basically, I feel like since 9/11, we have lived through one major world-changing event after another, and they've slowly been happening closer and closer together.
Two economic recessions.
I mean, the terrorist attack, obviously 9/11.
9/11. 2 wars in the Middle East or thereabouts.
Yeah.
COVID.
The literal plague.
Numerous people fucking dying.
Yeah.
During that and thereafter. Israel deciding they're gonna make their beachfront property in Gaza.
Yeah. Russia invading Ukraine.
I mean, dude, how much more can this escalate? And also, I know it's been said before about, well, this is the most prosperous and peaceful period. Or I've heard that before, or maybe that was during the 90s, but I don't know if that can be reiterated because there's so much shit going on. It's not exactly a world war or anything, or maybe it isn't. Maybe it is, but it's much more on the tame side, or maybe it's more on the proxy. So it never actually feels like we've hit World War II level because it's not direct conflict between two. Well, it hasn't hit us yet. Oh shit! Well, I mean, this is plastic, but knock on wood. Hopefully, we don't fucking get to that point where the Americans, or us rather, are tested or attacked in some way reminiscent of 9/11.
Yeah, I mean, who the fuck knows? But I will say the only good part about all of this is that we happen to be doing podcasting now, so we can actually have shit to talk about. I will say that's been the benefit of all these world events happening so close to each other, and all this is over the last year. Man, it has produced hours upon hours. I would say in the hundreds of hours of content of shit to talk about because of this stuff.
Yeah, so, I also hope that this doesn't come across as fear-mongering. This is more just seeing events that are unfolding in the world. And not to say it doesn't affect you directly, because this isn't something technically you should stress about or be depressed about. Because, yeah, there's a million things going on in the world, but you're only one person and you can't do all that much. Or maybe you can. I don't know if you can, but I already know most of you are already preoccupied in your day with other responsibilities, but if anything, this podcast should just be, these are the things that are happening here locally in the US, and then CUP is like well, you got all these geopolitical events that are happening. It's worth looking into every once in a while to enlighten yourself on other parts of the world and some of the finer moments of humanity.
Yeah, true. So, yeah, I agree with that. I don't want this to come off as a fear-mongering type situation, because we're just reporting the shit that's happening and then giving our opinions on the matter and what we think it means or where we think it's going to go. It's not meant to be fear-mongering. I do think that it is meant to be informative, at the very least, because I do think it's important for people to know these things. I do think that people who follow all of these people, these guys and ladies on social media, I think it's important for you to know that they are bought and paid for, a lot of them. Now, this is just one example of that coming to light. But if these guys are bought and paid for, come on. Everybody's bought and paid for. Except for Game Rage Magazine.
That's why we're poverty as fuck.
Yep, because no one's paid for us.
I do have, my own personal conspiracy theory.
All right, yeah. Fuck yeah, let's hear it. Ooh, I love conspiracy theories.
I've already said it before, but I believe that there are Israeli psyops on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That are trying to sway possibly enlistment or public opinion on that specific subject. I don't personally have concrete proof. I should start developing something of an archive of things that I might come across, because I did come across one specific reel of this girl that happened to be Israeli, and she was like, "Oh man, people look at me different because I'm Jewish and I'm Israeli, and the thing that's going on with Gaza, how the public perception of people of Jewish faith and Israelis, and it was just like in a negative connotation. It's like, oh, I wish people would change their perspective about me. Oh me, oh my.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, what if there's more situations like that? What if there's fucking more examples of women, or rather Israeli psyops, trying to convince U.S. citizens or just U.S. people in general that this war is a good thing, or that they're trying to further solidify the union between Israel and the U.S. that's been around for fuck knows how long at this point, 70, 80 years.
Yeah. I will say this. You want to know how I know that those are for sure psyops? Is because the U.S. military does the same thing. And when you see someone in a uniform, okay, and they're in an official, like, whatever you want to call it, Marine Corps, Army, whatever, Navy uniform, and they're on Instagram doing, like, looking hot and doing thought things, right?
And their fatigues.
Right. Someone needs to approve that. You would either be NJP'd your ass so fat, maybe even actual fucking JAG fucking punishment would go against you, like, not just NJP'd stuff, but like you would get fucked up if you were not doing this without the approval of someone, because the military has this aura about itself, I guess. And obviously things have changed when it comes to social media, but I think they've embraced that and they say, you know what? Because there's a lot of people that aren't like thoughts. There's dudes on there that just make like funny videos and stuff, and they're in, full uniform. That used to be like no dice. That was a no-go. You couldn't be, unless you were in an official capacity, because that's what people will think. Well, you're wearing U.S. Army uniform, your actual U.S. Army uniform, you must be speaking on behalf of the United States Army. That's why they would not let you do that. That's why, like, police departments and shit, before, you could not wear any fucking gear. You couldn't wear anything with your department name on it, because they said people may think that you are representing the department and whatever. They've laxed all those, police departments, the military, because they're having recruiting problems. So if you can let people go on social media and do the funny trends and do the dancing and do all that shit,
or like life in a barracks,
right? Shit like that. That's funny. Or if you have these hot girls, like, dude, the one thing that I would say is, having worked in the law enforcement field back in the mid 2000s to 2010s or whatever, when I was doing that shit, social media was around, and guys got fired for posting a picture of, they took a picture of themselves in uniform. They would get fired. They would get fired if they would send that to chicks on as a picture of, hey, they sent a text to somebody as a picture of them, and then maybe that chick was like, he was sexually harassing me or some shit, and they'd fire him for unauthorized use of media in the uniform, some shit like that, right? And again, now that they're having recruiting problems, man, I've seen these things from dispatchers, like 911 dispatchers, and they're in there doing that stupid the trend with the uniform thing or whatever. They're doing stupid shit. Man, that shit would never have been allowed. And again, I think part of the reason is because, we need to recruit from this new generation, and we need people because there's no one that wants to do this shit anymore.
You get plus 1,000 aura for joining
whatever police department or joining the army or whatever.
Plus Riz and
exactly.
W's in the chat.
Yep. Fucking thanks for the 10 gifted.
Yeah.
So I think that's what is going on. I think that it is for sure. That is proof in the pudding that it's the PSYOP. So anyone that's in a uniform or anything, they are a PSYOP. There's a couple people on Instagram that pop up in my shit all the time, and God, I don't want to say it's one of them's a chick, and I don't want to say her fucking name because I don't want to blow her up. She's already got a huge profile anyways, but I'm about to talk shit. Her command is aware of what she's doing, and they haven't put a stop to it. So that tells me we need numbers. They're getting word from someone on higher saying, hey, let this shit slide. Because I'll say this, there have been girls that I've seen that had accounts to start, but they weren't that attractive. Those disappear. Those go away. Those never fucking come back. So if you fit the bill of what they're looking for, if you have a little bit of attractiveness, if you have, a certain look and an aesthetic that they want to promote the military, hey, by all means. I'll tell you what, I haven't seen an ugly Instagram military thoughts profile, or I've never seen, I've seen a couple, but those disappear. The vast majority of them are extremely attractive, hyper attractive women. Even the men, listen, just on statistics alone, there are more ugly people than there are beautiful people. So if everyone has this social media thing in their pocket, there should be a disproportionate amount of ugly military people's profiles, right? You would think. But like I said, my theory is that those things are getting wiped and deleted, and they're only curating and allowing the hot people to be on there because that's what drives recruitment numbers. That's what keeps the PSYOP going. But
Sex sells, yeah.
Yeah, it does. And then I think they've fucking figured that out finally. God help us. We're all fucked. But anyway, all right. I think that's the end of that. You got anything else to add? Oh, fuck yeah. That was a good one. I felt real good about it. That was a good one. Fuck. I know I shouldn't say it on here. Man, that was a good one. Anyways, I hope you guys felt the same. Because, man, that was fun. But anyways, if you want to listen to more of our shit that's good, you can go to GameRageMagazine.com. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag, YouTube, Game Rage Magazine. You can also follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official and go listen to the All Gas No Trash podcast. If you like anime and manga, you can go listen to the Anime Syndicate, and you can follow Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast. That's it. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Hooray.